Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I just wanted to do a little chatty catch up, get ready with me because I realized I haven't filmed. You know, I was getting ready to go out on a date with my partner, wow. And so I figured, wow, might as well film my makeup because that's always a fun time. So before we get into it, if you don't know me, my name is Alex. Hello, hi, welcome back, all of those wonderful things. I use they, them pronouns. I live in Baltimore, Maryland with my partner and my multitude of critters, which you'll learn a little bit more about in this video. I love makeup and knitting and horror, and I'm kind of a nerd. And you'll get to learn all of those things about me if you just keep watching this channel. So without further ado, let's just actually get into this. Okay, so firstly, I'm gonna start by actually doing my brows on camera. I realize I haven't done that on camera in like a long time. It's kind of the same thing every time, so I kind of tend to skip through it. I like to go in with eyeshadow on my brows because I feel like that's just the easiest method to do this. So I'm taking my Drench Cosmetics Jupiter Jungle palette, and I use the shade Jungle, as you can see, because that is very, very, very well used. And I take an angled brush. I have like 5 different angled brushes. This one is, I think, from It Cosmetics. I don't even know if they still make this anymore. I don't even know what It Cosmetics is like doing now, but this is my first like, oh, I want to spend money on a brush. So I was like, this is $12 for a little angle brush. I know that my brows tend to lean towards like the Insta brow trend of the 2015s. That's words. So what I like to do is I kind of like to essentially start with a line underneath the front sort of half of my brow, and I'll start it right like about 1/4 of an inch in, and then go back to sort of help create more of a fade there. And then I gently do the same towards the top there. And before adding any other pigment onto the brush, I like to brush through the front hairs. That way you can get like a little bit of the color there without having it be like super, super blocky. I continue on with that line, and then I just fill the rest in as I feel like I need to, doing like little hair-like strokes. Ta-da! Brow 1 is done. Let's do this other one. This one doesn't matter as much because bangs, but I'm still doing it just in case I ever push my hair out of the way of my face. So, Happy New Year. I'm back online. I kind of took a break around Christmas and New Year's because, well, I work in a church and, you know, shit gets crazy around then, work-wise, family-wise, everything-wise. I wanted to take time off to like actually do things in terms of like doing my job and then like enjoying my holiday with family. So I'm really glad that I got to do that. I feel rested and refreshed and all of that good stuff. Just to sort of finish my brows off, you don't necessarily have to do this, but I have some long brow hairs. I like to use the brow glue, not just brow glue, the brow glue from NYX. And I just kind of use that to, you know, make sure things don't get too unruly. I pluck my brows on my own. I don't go and get them done or anything like that. I'm not like cool or fancy enough to do so. I like to keep the shape well enough, especially for doing eye makeup and stuff. It doesn't matter as much if I'm not doing eye makeup, but if I'm doing eye makeup, you know, I tend to like smoke shit out. Now let me find my eye primer. This is my first time doing makeup since I've been back from winter break, if you will. Winter break meaning the week between Christmas and New Year's that I spent with family. Good, I remembered to bring back my eye primer. I was really scared that I didn't. So I use a Milani eyeshadow primer. We've talked about this. We've talked about my gripes. We've talked about when I can't use my actual favorite because it doesn't freaking exist anymore. But we've been there. We've talked about that. And I accidentally put way too much on the back of my hand. I have decently large eyes, but not this. I don't need that. You know what I am gonna do though? I'm gonna put it on either side of my nose because I do like to do that sometimes for my glasses. I did this when I was doing makeup for my friend's wedding last year because both of the brides wear glasses and this helped everyone out a lot. Just for the sake of using this up and not wiping it off. I've seen people do this on like either side of their nose too to help foundation from fading and all of that. Again, I don't know how well that actually works. Now onto the actual fun part. I'm gonna use, finally, my Lime Crime Venus XL2 palette. It looks like this. Aren't they beautiful? I wanna go with this green because it matches my shirt. Sincere Engineer, a really great band. I am kind of obsessed with them right now. Listen to their music. Their whole album, Cheap Girls, is just like everything. Like, there are absolutely no skips on that album, and it's so good. But I got this like right before I went into my like gotta work on work slump in terms of filming and makeup. And I've been using this like so much off camera. It fits so well into like what I enjoy as far as makeup with my clothes and all of that. But I just haven't had a chance to like actually show it to y'all. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this today, guys. Gals, non-binary. I'm not Thomas Sanders. Okay, so firstly, we're gonna start with a transition shade, basically like here out. I'm gonna take Ripe on a big old blendy brush. Let me actually start with this side because that's what I always do. And I start tapping it into the outer corner. I'm going to go pick up Casey from work, and then we are going to go get ramen. And it's going to be a wonderful time. But I'm gonna blend that about halfway, because I have a very specific idea. The shape of this eye that I have in mind comes from Luna Faye Beauty on Instagram. I think that's their handle. But I love the way that they shape their eye looks. When I want to do something that's like neutral with a pop, I love to use like the way that they sort of do their eye looks, like in terms of shaping. So I have that there, and then I'm also going to put that on my lower lash line. Again, you don't need to conceal your under eye bags if you use enough eyeshadow. We have a new kitten in the house. They've only been home for a couple days. But their name is Quinn, after Harley Quinn. And yes, I'm using they, them pronouns for my cat because we took them to the vet a couple days ago. Turns out we have a little trans kitty. Yeah, female parts outside, male parts inside. So we have a little intersex lovely baby. And I love them so much. They are chaos incarnate. Like, they did this to my thumb. And that was after we cut their nails too. But they're like about 3 months old. They're a little black cat. Because Casey's always wanted a black cat. And we had an opportunity to get one for free. So we're like, well, can't pass this up. And they're absolutely lovely. Just like the sweetest little being. So I'm then gonna deepen it up with Classical on a slightly smaller brush. In case you need like a little bit of a reference, this was the brush that I used to do the lighter blending shade, and this is the brush I'm gonna use compared to that. So I like to have something smaller and denser for a darker shade, just so I can make it a little bit more precise. So I'm going to put that in the outer corner, and then along the lower lash line, kind of the same way that I had done Ripe, but a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more precise. Yeah, we've been slowly trying to introduce them to the others. Jacques and Ivy are doing extremely well. Jacques did not live with other cats for the first 10 years of his life, and he is actually the one I feel like who adjusts so much better to other cats than the other two that we have. He's an orange boy. He's very much just like, oh, hi, we're gonna be besties now. Hi, you're another cat who lives in my house. That's fine. Okay, bye. Like, that's just him. He's just orange and friendly, you know? Ivy is very much like, okay, there's another one. Okay, that's fine. Goose is the one who's like kind of territorial, and he's our big boy. I'm gonna take what's left on the bigger brush and just use that to blend everything together. But so Goose is the one who's having a little bit of a harder time, but that's because he is a kind of boy that demands to be the center of attention. He's our big tuxedo cat. Like, he's an absolute sweetie. I think he's just always worried, because he was like this with Jacques too when we adopted him. I think he's just always worried that with each cat that he's not going to be the center of attention anymore, and that's not true. He's a big, chunky tuxedo boy. Of course he's going to be center of attention. It's just that all the others are going to be center of attentions too. But I do think that, you know, once he gets past the initial, like, feelings of the situation, him and Quinn are going to be really good friends. because Quinn has the exact same energy that he did when he was a kitten. And part of his struggles with the other two are that, like, he's a big boy and he loves to play, and he loves to play rough. Jacques and Ivy, like, they'll play, but they're more of a, like, cuddle up for quiet time kind of. That's the kind of cat that they are. So I think having someone around who can sort of match his energy is going to be really good. Now that is that, I am going to take Obscure here, and I'm gonna finger this just to all of the blank space that I've got going on here. Also, just like, can we appreciate how easily the mattes blend, like, just before I put those on? Yeah, it just looks really nice, okay? But I'm just gonna pop Obscure. And what I'm gonna do is that blank space where I didn't put any sort of a crease shade, I'm gonna bring it up there just a tad as well. I feel like that's how I've been experimenting with my makeup a lot more recently, is not to necessarily do like different colors and stuff, because I mean, if you've seen my sort of like beauty guru career-ish, not career, I wasn't paid, but if you saw my like trajectory on beauty YouTube, you'd see like, okay, I've been through every color in the rainbow, I've tried all that stuff, I know what I like in terms of color and all of that now, but that means I get to play with like some fun shapes and figure out like how things like that can sort of change the vibe of a look, and I think that's really fun. So now I'm gonna just take a little bit of Radiant here, and I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner. I'll probably do another look with this palette soon, just because I feel like you can also just get some, like, so many easy, like, work-friendly sort of looks out of this. I mean, I've worn this look to work before, so that's, like, not really an issue. I would say more for what other people would consider work-friendly, you can get out of this as well. I'm not gonna do eyeliner with this, too, because I got a new mascara that I'll talk about once I curl my lashes. New old mascara. I bought this because I was sort of running out of my Urban Decay Perversion mascara, and I didn't want to like go looking. I didn't want to go to Ulta because Ulta's always like very intense around the holidays, but I needed it before I went down to visit family. So I was like, okay, I'm in Target. So CoverGirl Lash Blast. I was like, let's get that. I just picked up the first one that I saw because I've used it before. That was one of like my high school mascaras, you know? One, I accidentally bought a waterproof one and I forgot to bring makeup remover down with me when we had gone to visit family. So that made for a painful eye situation at Casey's parents' house. But I also didn't realize I had bought the black brown mascara instead of just like one of the black or like very black mascaras. But I actually like, not for every look, I still think I need to go back and get like a proper black mascara, because I do have my Urban Decay Perversion, but it's old and crusty, so I would like a proper black one, because I only brought this palette with me when we were visiting too, and I feel like this goes very well, very specifically with this palette, you know? For looks like this, which I agree with, it helps create like a more almost like softer, like a soft drama to it, like a more blown out effect, and I do quite like it. I also feel like when I wear it, it brings out, I didn't realize that I have a touch of green in my eyes, but it turns out that I do. There we go. Eyes are done, y'all. Let's do the rest of my face so I can go get ramen with Casey. Okay, if you've watched any of my Get Ready With Me's recently, y'all know the drill. e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I got this for my niece for Christmas. She is 14. Yeah, 14. And she's very happy with it. I wouldn't know, but apparently this is trendy now. Making my face glowy. Making my face glow. I can't stop staring at my eyeshadow in the viewfinder. We did a little Dungeons and Dragons campaign for New Year's Eve. I'm just trying to think of things to talk about while I do this, because this is extremely boring to y'all probably. But we did a little Dungeons and Dragons campaign with Casey's cousins for New Year's, and it was so fun. We were an extremely high charisma party. So instead of like actually getting into battles, just talked our way out of situations instead. Like, Casey had set it up so we'd have to fight some bears, but instead we just staged a bear coup. I think that worked out well. Bronzer time. But that's been very fun. We're going to continue that campaign later this month on Zoom. I look like I go outside. I don't. Okay, and I'm using this little Ione Cosmetics Creature Blush in Sea Rose. Again, I don't think you can get this one anymore, but it's such a good color. I'm not going to set my makeup today because one, I'm not feeling like it's going to need it. I'm also like not going out for super long. We're legit just like getting dinner and then coming home. We might like need to run an errand, maybe like go to the store, but I'm going to use a lipstick that I've been wearing basically all the time now, and that's Cindy from Lime Crime. Yeah, I feel like an extra dark brown lipstick would also look good with this, but I feel like this looks pretty nice and it would translate pretty well to lots of situations. So yeah, this is my face. That's been this video. This camera's been tilting downward like the whole time. So that's something you're gonna have to deal with because I'm not going back and doing anything. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Also, I'll see y'all in my next one. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!